they had, Taylor is their oldest daughter,
Yeah.
biological daughter. She is going to optometry school, and she is expecting a baby in March.
That's the one she's talking about. That's due.
Yeah, that one is due.
Oh.
And then Debbie adopted a son from Korea and also a daughter from Korea.
Okay.
Brian, they adopted a girl when they were living up in Montana. Plus they have 3 of their own kids.
Okay.
And then Debbie has, or Christy has 2 of her own kids.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Wow. Yeah. Well, you have a very diverse, rich family, huh? Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah. And health-wise, Lena, how are you health-wise? You sleep well?
Last night I was awake for a long, long time.
Okay. So that's unusual, right?
Well, I used to sleep good, but my sleeping isn't very good anymore.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And as far as your eating, good appetite?
Oh, I eat, but I can't say that I got very hungry.
Yeah. Now today in church, when we were in church, you were there. We didn't get to talk to you because we got there just right before the service started. But somebody, oh, it was you. It was your favorite son. He pointed you out to us. And anyway, do you use this hearing? No, okay. Are you able to hear with that sound system that they have?
it's hard.
It's hard. But at least you get to go to church and hear some music, right? Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah. Well, this is a treat for us. We have been in your home on the farm 35 and a half years ago. Yeah, think of that. Yeah.
Well, your dad stopped through, and I'm not quite sure when it was, which year, I have no idea which year it would have been. But he stopped through, and I remember he was visiting around here.
Yeah.
And we were in the barn milking cows.
Oh, wow.
And so we talked as you could, visiting, then.
Yeah.
So that's the last memory I have of him being
Yeah.
here, and I'm not quite sure which year that would have been.
Yeah.
Which year did he pass away?
99.
99.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And given the fact that your dad and your husband, the fact that your husband was very outgoing and liked to know things about people and places, that it seems to me that my dad would have been interested in visiting with your dad or your husband to hear those stories and find out stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for some people, family history and heritage is important.
Yeah.
For others, it's zilch.
Well, in this culture today, because they're so nomadic,
Yeah.
transient, then I think to some degree you lose those roots.
Yeah, you do.
And then I think also that there's a lot of mix-up. You can't break families up too much, and pretty soon you lose that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know my grandparents, my father's parents. I did not know them.
Okay.
I think that my grandmother had already passed away before I was born,
Okay.
and my grandfather shortly after I was born.
Uh-huh.
So my dad's parents, I never knew them.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the other family I did, and then here in Mountain Lake, some of these others, like the Penners,
Mm-hmm.
being in their home,
Yeah.
that kind of a thing.
Okay, if you are related to Lila,
Yeah.
does the name Harold Vossage ring a
Oh,
bell?
really? Rings a
Yeah.
bell.
Okay, he's been here a number of times,
Now, where does he live?
California.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen him now for a while, but he wrote a book,
Okay,
which I have, called A Grateful Mennonite.
okay.
He just describes his growing up
Yeah.
and everything and life
Uh-huh.
and interesting to read.
And then he moved away, so he probably has an appreciation for it that maybe if he hadn't been here, he might not have been as keen, but he's keen because he moved
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Is he from Mountain Lake originally?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and Virgil Bartel
Okay.
would also be. Virgil's mother was a Tycro.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I don't know that name.
Virgil's mother was a Vasage.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to be careful. Anyhow, but yeah. So yeah, Harold spent his early years growing up on a farm.
Okay.
But then in the book he says his dad moved to town when his dad was still relatively young. I think he apparently had done fairly well financially.
Yeah.
And so he felt he could retire. But so then I learned to know the Vasages because they lived just across the street from Grandma and Grandpa Schultz.
Okay.
And so that's how otherwise I probably would not have really learned to know
Yeah.
of them. And Harold's wife was my 7th grade English teacher,
Okay.
Carol Siebert.
Okay.
I think it was Siebert or Siebert. So anyhow, so that was a connection then, which
Yeah.
and I hadn't really seen Harold or talked to him.
There were some other Tycros in this area, and we would stop and see them. One was an Abram, and one was a Peter, and they lived out in the country. So, while Abram lived in town, and Peter lived out in the country, and we visited them. But my dad was closer to the Penners,
Uh-huh.
and I think some of it was maybe just part of it was a spiritual connection.
Uh-huh.
There was just a real heart for God in that Anna Tycro. She just was and that farm now has become this horse
Right,
ministry. Yeah.
And Angela was there
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or did you stay for that?
No, I saw her there.
Okay.
I didn't stay.
Yeah.
But she goes around and presents what they're doing and
Yeah.
so on. And she was recently married to a really nice guy,
Yeah.
Mike Miller.
That's right. It was Angela Miller. That's what they gave it as.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, do you read some? Your eyesight, Lena, is it good?
No, and I pray that you won't change it either. I'm too old.
Okay, they won't do anything. Well, but you're wearing bifocals, so you do reading, right? Mm-hmm.
The reading is sometimes so small.
Okay. Yeah. So what other, because I see you've got books open there, you've got your Bible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she...
I did a lot of crocheting.
Crocheting, okay.
This and
Yep.
Yeah.
Afghans.
Yeah, there were some big Afghans which she crocheted. She made a lot of block quilts
Okay, yeah, block quilts.
back and sent those with MCC
Yeah.
for overseas. But then, she, I think she made Afghans for each one of the kids. Beautiful Afghans, we have one.
What do you think of that?
Mm-hmm.
She's been starting to do that. She's made them for all the kids, but
Quilts, not
Quilts.
not crocheting.
not crochet.
Sewing.
Okay.
But quilts,
okay.
yeah.
Do you quilt with the machine or by hand?
Machine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she did a lot of handwork. You did a lot of crocheting until Elvin died that year. And then after that, she said her fingers didn't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
And she's tried since then, but she said, I just can't get the thing started.
Can you write?
No.
My writing used to be nice, but it isn't anymore.
Okay. You'll have to work on that. Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm too old.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, that's writing from years ago.
Okay.
We learned
I like this. These are Bible verses.
every just a D would have First with D or H.
Yes, the different letters of the alphabet. Yes.
That's a Bible verse.
I like that. I'm on the JKLM. This is great. K, keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile.
Yep.
Psalm 34 has a lot of good verses, doesn't it? This is a good one, the L. Let not, you should know this by heart. I shouldn't have to read it.
You know, I couldn't remember them, but my memory is fading.
Is it? Is it? Okay. You need to eat all your Wheaties. eat lots of good. Well, you got a good sense of humor anyway. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God.
Because of me.
In my Father's house
There are many mansions.
I go to,
Prepare a place for you.
and if I go to prepare a place for you, I will
Come again.
Be with you.
come again. Right?
Come again.
If I go to prepare a place for you, I will come. Right?
I will come again.
I will come again. Well, you don't have that ending part here. These are great. I'm blessed by this, Lena. This blesses me. You know, it does. The Word of God is a blessing.
Yeah.
It warms us, it encourages us, it informs us, it comforts us, doesn't it? It comforts us. You lost a husband. You might have a favorite son, but you lost your life partner, didn't you? Yeah. You had a wonderful life? Huh? How long were you married?
Oh,
34 till...
we celebrated the 50th anniversary husband.
Well, 34 till 87 is
Okay.
53 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
53 years.
See, well, when the family came from Russia, so here comes Peter Dick with 3 unmarried children.
Yeah.
And this daughter, his wife's daughter, who is married. And the wife's husband, or the wife and her husband, they buy the farm where I lived.
Okay.
And Peter Dick, he bought the farm just a mile west of town,
Okay.
where then Peter raised his family,
Okay.
and then my grandpa farmed there, and then later my Uncle Henry farmed there,
Okay.
and then Elvin farmed there, and James is farming the land, but he lives in town. New style farmer.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
don't live where the
New style. Yeah.
you don't live on the farmstead. So yeah. So then yeah. So there's that
Yeah.
kind of family land business,
Right.
which Mennonites farmed. They
Yeah.
thought that was it.
Yeah.
Except there were those who went out. I mean, there was mission work.
Right.
People went out way back in the late 1800s. There
Yeah.
were people who left Mountain Lake or Delft area, and they went to do work in Cameroons
Yeah.
and the Congo.
Yeah.
She mentioned Peter A. Penners, who went to the mission work in India.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. You mentioned that,
there
Lena.
were
Yeah.
Mountain Lake has produced probably, and this is not just something which I'm saying because I'm from Mountain Lake.
Yeah.
But you go any place and you will find, hi, people will say, Mountain Lake produced more missionaries and Christian workers than
Yeah.
any place.
Isn't that great? That's a great testimony.
It is.
You know, we have a sizable Amish community where we live, and I do this zoning administration, and so I'm interacting with them. They have to call me to get permission. I shouldn't make it sound so high and mighty. It's just that has to be some government oversight of land development. So that's my job. Anyway, you know, I have really enjoyed my interaction with some of these Amish families.